Yo, what's good YouTube? ZAMCRO here, aka Scoot, back with the International Draft Masters. We've got our Season 4 Week 1 match, and actually doing this team builder, this live right before the battle, and I'll try to get the battle right afterwards too, which is going to be pretty cool. So, we're facing off against Noodle and the Toronto Staraptors, who have Landers Therian, Clefable, Rotomwash, Scizor, Alakazam, Gastrodon, Miltank, Delphox, Magneton, Druddigon, Staraptor, where his Z-move users are Landers Therian and the Delphox. So, pretty scary squad, but we have a scary squad, in my opinion, but a squad that we don't feel comfortable with, like I mentioned in my draft recap. So, we've got Mega Mawile, Garchomp, Zapdos, Reuniclus, Crobat, Serena, Volcanion, Gofagrius, Mamoswine, and the Hitmonlee, where we've decided to bring Mega Mawile, Garchomp, Zapdos, Reuniclus, Gofagrius, and Volcanion. Our Z-move users are Garchomp and Hitmonlee, and we are bringing Z Garchomp in this match. So we've got Mawile, which is a brave nature, with a minus speed nature and 21 IVs in speed, so that we always underspeed Gastrodon. And we have max HP and 24 defense EVs, allows us to live certain hits from defensive landers. If it has no attack investment, it can't knock us out from full. And we have 236 EVs in attack, with Play Rough, Knock Off, Fire Fang, and Sucker Punch, basically just a breaker underneath the Trick Room. Play Rough hits basically everything on a squad. What it doesn't hit, Knock Off and Fire Fang hit super effectively, and then Sucker Punch is there for priority versus something like a Scarf Magnezone, or even a Spec Zone, or not Magnezone, Magneton, and things like Alakazam and a weakened Landers or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be that. Next up we got Garchomp, which is a ground EMZ with Earthquake, because Earthquake into Tectonic Rage could potentially knock out Clefable depending on his set. We've got Stealth Rocks, Dragon Claw, and Flamethrower. Dragon Claw's there for the Rotomwash, and Flamethrower is pretty self-explanatory there for the Scizor. We have a complex EV spread where we're not OHKO'd by Alakazam's Hidden Power Ice from full, or Landers' Hidden Power Ice doesn't 2-hit KO us, and we survive 2 Moonblast from Clefable. So pretty bulky with, like I mentioned, Flamethrower for the Scizor. We have enough speed investment to outpace a Adamant max speed Scizor. Same for Zapdos, which is a Discharge, Heat Wave, Hidden Power Grass set for the Gastrodon, with our last move being Roost, and we have the static ability to catch those pairs on U-turning Scizor, Landers, things like that. Maybe Staraptor if it wants to click Double Edge or Brave Bird. I don't expect Staraptor because we have both Zapdos and Cofagrigus, but it could come. So Zapdos is max HP with 60 defense EVs with a bold nature, 140 speed F EVs, so kind of mixed defense there. And again, like I mentioned, the same speed as Garchomp, but it took a little bit more speed EVs to do it. Speed creeping, max speed, Adamant Scizor. So next up we've got Brainiac, which is our Reuniclus. We have a Life Orb Trick Room variant with Magic Guard ability, so that we don't take Life Orb Recoil. That's pretty nice. Or Stealth Rock damage, meaning after rocks we're not OHKO'd or 2-hit KO'd by Landers, Therian's Earthquake. Trick Room with Psychic and Shadow Ball is pretty much unresisted versus his squad, and Recover being our last move, so that we can recover up when we know that we can live a hit. That is potentially to win with this, but definitely for this thing to set up Trick Room in the late game for Volcanion and Mega Mawile in the mid game for Mega Mawile, late game for Volcanion. So that being said, our next Trick Room user is going to be Cofagrigus, and we have a Trick Room variant, obviously with Shadow Ball and Hidden Power Ice for Landers. Once again, Landers is an issue, so I just want to make sure I get enough coverage for that. Also hits the Staraptor. I'm walled by Miltank, but the idea is to just get a Trick Room up and Memento pretty much, and bring in like Mega Mawile or Volcanion. So we've got enough defense EVs to live a non-boosted Supersonic Sky Strike after Stealth Rocks, as well as a Tectonic Rage, and enough, or just dump the rest in special defense. So we're pretty specially defensive as well to take on things like Alakazam, Clefable, Delphox even. That's not boosting, obviously. And last but not least, we have a Power Herb Solar Beam Volcania with a Quiet Nature, max HP with 16 EVs in defense, allows us to avoid a knockout from defensive landers and Gastrodon, and allows us to knock them out in return with our 244 plus EVs in special attack, with Steam Eruption and Fire Blast pretty much unresisted outside of the Dredagon and Gastrodon, which we have Solar Beam and Hidden Power Ice for. So yeah, really nice set here, and hopefully it can put in work. So that's going to be the squad. Noodle should be almost ready. He told me he was ready actually 24 minutes ago. So or he told me he was almost ready. He would be ready soon. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that, and we'll be right back when the battle comes on. Okay, so here we are with the battle, and Noodles decided to bring the Landorus Therian, Magneton, Rotom Wash, Clefable, Miltank, and the Alakazam. So the Power Herb on my Volcanion is useless now. I guess it's okay for the Rotom Wash. So let's get into some leads here. He could lead off with Clefable or Landorus. Kind of makes me want to lead off with my Volcanion. And he might also lead off with the Rotom, but then he could just Volt Switch it out. So maybe I'll just lead off with my Garchomp and get my rocks up. Let's see what my opponent wants to lead with. Could lead off with Reuniclus as well. He doesn't have a Psychic Resist outside of Alakazam, which gets blown back by Shadow Ball, and I am Life Orb too. He's got 3 potential Stealth Rockers: Landorus, Clefable, and the Miltank. I think I'm just going to lead off with Reuniclus. Here. So my opponent decides to lead off with the Miltank. I'm just going to click Psychic here. See what my opponent might want to do. You might fear the Focus Blast and go into Landorus or Clefable, which could be nice for us. Otherwise, maybe an attack, maybe Toxic. Does Miltank get Taunt? It may get Taunt. I'm not entirely sure on that. Let's find out. No, it does not get Taunt. I should have known that. I've used Miltank a lot in the past. Alright, so what are you going to do? Turn 1 here. Noodle takes a ridiculous amount of time to pick his plays. This is true. So I did click the Psychic. I'm gonna just click it again here real quick. My opponent goes for the Body Slam. That's quite a bit of damage. 30%. I'm gonna recover up. My opponent may have the Milk Drink as well, but I'll get back to full, whereas he won't. And my Psychic is doing 70%, so that's a whole lot more than he's doing to me, which is really nice. So, in comes James. The Magneton took a second to pop up there, but it's unlikely that he has Hidden Power Ice because I have a Garchomp. It's more likely that he has Hidden Power Fire to trap my Mega Mawile and to eliminate it from the match. And I'm going to be able to get my rocks up here. He did go for the flat skin, but it only did 28%. So nice bulky Garchomp coming through here. Really nice for us. And the Miltank's weakened. If Miltank comes in, I'm actually inclined to just click my Tectonic Rage versus that thing and get it out of the match. Yeah, that looks really, really nice for me. feel like I have a really, really good matchup now that we're inside of the battle. During prep it was tough, but now I feel like we have a real advantage. So, I'm not sure what this thing's going to go for. Thinking about just going hard back out into Reuniclus. Or just click Earthquake. Thinking about clicking the Tectonic Rage. I think that's what I'm going to do. As I do outspeed, thankfully. I'm not very speed invested, so I'm glad that I outsped. Because the slow Miltank's pretty fast as well. But yeah, he would have had to have been very, very much invested. Like, I figured he might speed creep things like Volcanion and the Mega Mall, so. In comes the Alakazam. Okay, so what's my opponent going to do here? I don't necessarily need this anymore. I suppose it's nice for Magneton's electric spam, so I'm going to keep this. My opponent more than likely clicks Shadow Ball here, to be honest. I mean, Hidden Power Ice here, to be honest. I don't expect Shadow Ball. So I could just go into Reuniclus here, and that's what I'm going to do. So my opponent does go for the Hidden Power, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be Ice, Hidden Power Ice. I'm going to Trick Room on this turn, expecting the Shadow Ball. Let me just check and see if that was Life Orb Alakazam, because that did quite a bit to be a Hidden Power Fire. Well, not quite. Doesn't look like Life Orb damage. Yeah, that probably wasn't Life Orb damage. So I go for the Trick Room, and he's going to go into the Magneton. Get the Trick Room up, and now I guess it's a matter of how much is he going to do to me. I went for the Flash Cannon last time. He may predict my Landers to come out here. I'm going to go into Zapdos, actually, because my opponent goes for the Thunderbolt, so that was a nice play. I'm going to Roost up here. So he does pull the switch into Rotom Wash. I thought about going into Volcanion there and firing off the Power Herb Solar Beam, but a little bit too risky at this point still. I can just go for the Hidden Power Grass at this point. Get a little bit of chip damage and take whatever this Rotom wants to go for, while also preventing a substitute. And he's not Rindoberry, he revealed Leftovers, so that's nice to know. But it kind of bounced off. Okay, that's scary. More than likely goes for the Volt Switch now. He could go for the Hydro Pump. I'm going to pivot into Garchomp first. Well, I guess that would be not very smart. I'm going to go into Reuniclus, actually, and reset up a Trick Room. This thing looks to be not very specially defensive, but at least somewhat. So my opponent Volt Switches out, goes back into the Magneton, and here I could go back into Garchomp, or I could go into Zapdos. I'm going to go into Garchomp. As my opponent goes for the Thunderbolt. Okay. So that was nice for us. Now we're going to double into Pythagoras and set up a Trick Room as he brings in the Landers. So now I'm going to set up a Trick Room here. His Landers reveals leftovers, I believe. I believe it's all leftovers there. Yeah, I did. So now my opponent should fear the Will-O-Wisp, and I can go for the Trick Room here. As he goes for the U-turn. So he reveals U-turn and leftovers. So it's more than likely some sort of defensive variant, and not very offensive. So that's good news, or should be anyway. So he brings in Clefable here. I'm going to go hard out into Mega Mawile and start firing off Play Roughs. That's the play. So Play Rough will do a lot of damage here. It probably won't knock out, and unless he's got Flamethrower, he won't knock me out either. Plus, I have a lot of bulk, so it's quite possible that I'll live anyway. Well, actually, based on the damage he just did, he revealed to be offensive. Oh wait, I'll take that back. Yeah, Flamethrower is a roll to knock me out at this point, while Play Rough is a 2-hit KO guaranteed. And he does get the roll, but that's okay. This thing is now weakened. I can go into Volcanion here and just click I can just click Steam Eruption here. Knock out the Clefable. That's nice. It brings in the Rotom Wash. Now I'm going to go for the Power Herb Solar Beam. Knock out the Rotom Wash. Good news, good news. That's what I'm talking about, though. So now we get Garchomp back in versus the Magneton every time. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's going to be Hidden Power Fire for my Mega Mawile. Then again, he could have relied on Thunderbolt for said Mon. So now what's he going to do? He's going to go into Landers again, isn't he? I think just getting some chip off on Landers would be okay. But at the same time, I think just going back into Pythagoras is going to be okay. I'm going to double out into Pythagoras, expecting the Landers to come out, in which I can set up another Trick Room. Let's see what's going to happen here. So I'm really bummed that my opponent didn't bring the Scizor, because Fire Fang become useless on Mega Mawile, which took away from me running something like Iron Head, which would have blown back the Clefable. Unfortunate. But the Solar Beam coming through, that was clutch. That was super cool to see. Under Trick Room as well. Really hot. So he does bring out the Landers, and we did double into Pythagoras. So we're just going to set up a Trick Room here, once again. See what our opponent wants to do here. Maybe has the knockoff. I think we Memento and send the Trick Room, because we still have Trick Room in the back with Reuniclus as well. I'm not sure we can live a knockoff from Landers. Depends on his investment, and I could calc based on that damage. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Memento here and go out into Volcanion. I am banking on all my attacks landing there, aren't I? So we'll get the trick room up, and now we can go into Volcanion here, click this steam eruption, pick up a knockout. Alright, so my opponent sacked off the Lander's Therian, or excuse me, saved the Lander's Therian, sacked off his Magneton, and brought in his Alakazam here versus my Steam Eruption. I'm going to go for Steam Eruption again. As we actually miss, and that's really unfortunate. Wonder if we can land the next one. That would be nice if we did. And we do. So that's really nice. However, he's able to knock out our Volcanion there with Alakazam. And I wonder what kind of damage that was. I'm going to check right now. See if it was life orb damage. He did 54%. That is not life orb damage. So I don't think it's life orb. That looks like 54% looks like a max roll if he's not life orb. And that's if he's timid. Is he forced to run timid? I believe Modest still speeds up to Alakazam or Garchomp, which is my fastest Pokemon outside of Crobat. So I think he's afforded to run Modest actually. So that wasn't actually if he's Modest, it wasn't a max roll. So I'm looking at the things I can do here. I think actually going into, I want to check and see how much a Shadow Ball does to my Reuniclus from this range. And if he gets a mid to high roll, he will knock me out. So I think my best play is actually going into Zapdos. So I'm going to go into Zapdos here, and I'm going to fire off a Discharge. Yeah, I don't want to miss. Fire off a Discharge. I could go for the Hidden Power Grass as well. I think that's what I'm going to go for actually. Should knock out Alakazam from this range. Unless he's got some kind of bulk investment. I'm actually going to go for Discharge. I'm not playing any games. He may save this though. Let me just cancel my play for a second. Let's say he's got max HP. This is still a roll in my favor. To knock out with Hidden Power Grass. I'm going to go for the Discharge anyway. No, I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Grass. No, I'm going to go for how much does Heat Wave do? Heat Wave will knock out guaranteed, and it's 90% accurate. I'm going to go for the Heat Wave. Okay, so we survive, and we get off a big Heat Wave there, and now our opponent's forced out. So he can't intimidate our Garchomp, which is nice. So we're just going to go for a Heat Wave here. Could have went for Roost, but I felt like Heat Wave was the best play. As our opponent goes for the knockoff, he will be able to knock us out on the following knockoff, I assume. Yeah. But I'm thinking here that I'm actually going to go out into Reuniclus. Just going to see how much knockoff does from a defensive Landorus. Never mind, does way too much. So the play is going out into Garchomp and clicking Dragon Claw until my opponent faints. Right. I think that's going to be the play here. I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw. Get a little bit of chip on my opponent, as he more than likely goes for the earthquake. He's actually faster. Oh no. Oh no, our opponent's faster. Okay, so now we need to live a knockoff with our Uniclus, which is in our favor, but it's still a roll, so that's really scary. I'm going to go for the Psychic now because one round of leftovers could put him out of range. So this is really scary. This is really, really scary. I think our opponent just wins at this point. Yeah, I think our opponent just wins at this point. I think he gets the roll. No! No! Oh, but without our life orb, we don't pick up the knockout. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Man. Yeah, that's a good game. Ah, that's a good game. Really unfortunate. Oh yeah, the miss on Zam sucked. Yeah, dude, the miss on Alakazam sucked. I would have had my Volcanion. I would have had Volcanion would have won. Man, that sucks. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me know what you guys thought about the prepping plays on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.